Harry Kane to Manchester United for just €65 million, deal of the century, or a gamble that could sink the Red Devils? The Sheikhs are ready to smash all records for Vinicius. Will he become the most expensive player in history? Guardiola wants Theo Hernandez, a saviour for Man City's defence, or another flop. And the most shocking twist, Liverpool are targeting Greenwood. Could this be the most scandalous transfer in history? We're breaking down all of this and more in today's episode. Hey everyone, let's hit 300 likes and we'll be back tomorrow with even more red-hot transfer gossip. Your support keeps this content coming, so smash that like button and let's get started. Liverpool reportedly eyeing up Mason Greenwood. Yes, you heard that right. The same Greenwood who was once Man United golden boy before disappearing from the Premier League after the scandal. And now he's back in the spotlight with top European clubs, from Barca to Bayern, keeping a close eye on him. He moved to Marseille last year for €32 million, and now he's valued at a whopping €75 million. He's been absolutely on fire in Ligue 1. 15 goals, 3 assists in 25 games. That's top striker numbers right there. No wonder Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern and Liverpool are watching closely. But is it actually true that the Reds are seriously considering him? Look, let's be honest. Picturing Greenwood in a Liverpool Red is like imagining Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira sharing a table without a brawl breaking out. Historically, Liverpool and Manchester United are sworn enemies, signing a former star player from your arch rivals. That'd be a real shocker, wouldn't it? Plus, Greenwood's got a checkered past. Yeah, the charges were dropped, but there's still a lingering stain. And Liverpool aren't exactly fans of off-field drama. Besides, Liverpool have much bigger concerns right now, like sorting out Salah's contract situation or figuring out how to replace the perpetually injured Jota. €75 million for a player Marseille bought for €32 million. Marseille are clearly looking to cash in. Plus, Man United get 50% of the next sale. So if Liverpool actually go for it, they'd basically be handing their biggest rivals a massive payday? So, is this transfer happening or not? Probably not. Liverpool are too cautious when it comes to these things, and Greenwood himself might prefer Spain or Italy, where he'd be under less media scrutiny. But if this transfer were to happen, it would be one of the most explosive deals of the year. Imagine a former Manchester United player walking out at Old Trafford in a red shirt, but not for them. What do you reckon? Could Greenwood actually end up at Liverpool? Or is this just paper talk? Let us know in the comments which club you think would be a better fit for him. Out of nowhere, Real Madrid seemed to have suddenly remembered they once had a player called Theo Hernandez. But hold your horses. Just as Los Blancos were scratching their heads, Manchester City under Pep Guardiola barged into the race for the 27-year-old Frenchman. Didn't see that coming, did you? Word on the street is that Milan had already offered Theo around for a cool €50 million. Apparently, they've realized the lad, to put it mildly, doesn't quite fit into Sergio Conceição's plans. A classic case of new manager, new problems, right? But here's the kicker, folks. Rumour has it, Milan are now willing to let Theo go for a mere €35 million. Is this the bargain of the century, or what? It's like a flash sale on holidays, but instead of a vacation, you're getting a top-class footballer. And this is where Manchester City come into the picture. For them, insiders say, €35 million is practically pocket change. Pep Guardiola has been on the hunt for a left-back for ages, and Theo, by all accounts, is now top of his shortlist. Juventus's Cambiaso is still in the mix, but Theo seems to have handled his Milan situation perfectly, jumping ahead in the pecking order. Hernandez's contract with Milan runs until 2026, and it doesn't seem like anyone's rushing to extend it. After all this drama, Theo himself probably isn't too keen on sticking around either. As they say, you can lead a horse to water. And then there's Real Madrid sniffing around again. Maybe they're having flashbacks of Theo bombing down the flank in a Madrid shirt. But for now, it sounds like Manchester City are deadly serious. Word is, City are calling this an absolute steal at €35 million. And fair enough, the guy's got bags of experience, played in the Champions League, won silverware, 248 games for Milan. That speaks volumes. But then a new manager walks through the door and everything goes sideways. Rumour has it, relations are frosty. So folks, here's the situation. Theo is likely to leave Milan. The only question is, where to? Cold and rainy Manchester with Guardiola, or will he decide to turn back the clock and head back to Madrid? What do you reckon is the more likely scenario? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more lively football chat. Lately, it seems like everyone and their dog has been talking about how the sheikhs have set their sights on Vinicius. Rumour has it, suitcases of cash are packed, private jets are fueled up, and Vinicius is supposedly ready to jet off to the desert. And you know what? Where there's smoke, there's usually something cooking. It seems like there might actually be something to this. So, what's the situation? Vinicius, according to whispers, is aware of the interest and is even personally involved in negotiations. They say the numbers being thrown around are so eye-watering that even the most loyal Madridista might start to waver. 1.5 billion euros. Can you even imagine? But seriously, doesn't the old saying, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it," come to mind? Vinicius is a global superstar, an idol to millions. Why would he want to go to a league where, let's be honest, the level of football is still, well, let's just say it's not exactly Real Madrid. Although, hold on a second, maybe he wants to become the new king of football over there, a Messi of the Middle East. According to Relevo, Vinicius is even joking about this potential transfer in the Real Madrid locker room. But, as they say, there's a bit of truth in every joke, right? And insiders are saying that some Real Madrid players are starting to get nervous. They're worried the temptation might be too strong. Officially, of course, everything is calm. But, according to the Telegraph, the sheikhs have supposedly already started negotiations with Real Madrid. The transfer fee, if you believe the rumours, is over 240 million euros. That would make Vinicius the most expensive player in football history. Real Madrid, naturally, isn't exactly thrilled about letting Vinicius go. But if the player himself wants to leave, there's really not much they can do. Why keep a player whose mind is already on golden sands instead of the Santiago Bernabeu? And for the new coach, it's one less headache when it comes to player motivation, so they say. Although, on the other hand, who knows if anyone could even replace Vinicius? So what happens next? Will Vinicius sign a new contract with Real Madrid and become a club legend? Or will he fly east for the big bucks? Only time will tell, but this saga is far from over. By the way, if you're watching on TV, hit that like button. YouTube doesn't always count TV views, and your like really helps the video get seen. And now, for the most interesting part. Let me know in the comments, should Vinicius trade the Bernabeu for the desert, or is money not everything? Sacking Ruben Amorim mid-season could cost United a staggering, wait for it, £20 million. 20 million quid! And that's not even counting the 10 million plus they splashed on Ten Hag. What the hell is going on? This club is turning into a bottomless money pit. Seriously, did anyone see this coming? Remember when everyone was hyped about Amorim coming in? The tactical genius from Portugal. High press, attacking football. So where's all that gone? Now United are stuck in 14th place and Amorim's future is already hanging by a thread. And now this contract clause pops up. Seriously, who's negotiating these deals? Ever since Ferguson left, stability went out the window. Mourinho, Van Gaal, and now Amorim could be lining up for a golden handshake. So what's next? Back Amorim and pray for a miracle. Or hit the panic button yet again. If his potential is supposed to be so huge, why rush the appointment mid-season in the first place? More questions than answers here. And while we're scratching our heads, United are still searching for an identity. How much longer can this circus go on? What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. Reports from Court Offside claim that Atletico Madrid are eyeing up our Uruguayan maestro of, well, inconsistency, Darwin Núñez. Yes, the same guy whose dribbling sometimes looks like he's trying to catch a runaway chicken, but who can also smash in a goal of the season contender out of nowhere. Turns out, Diego Simeone has been a fan of Darwin's talent for a while. Maybe he sees something in Darwin that Klopp couldn't quite unlock, and that Arne Slot might struggle with too. Rumour has it, Atletico are shaking up their attack, and Núñez is high on their list. And here's why this might actually happen. Word is, Liverpool wouldn't mind cashing in on Darwin. Let's not forget, they brought him in from Benfica for a massive £85 million. Expectations were sky high, to say the least. And while he's definitely had moments of brilliance, who could forget that winning goal? Consistency has been a real issue. Hard to argue with that. Sometimes it feels like Núñez is playing his own game. Entertaining, sure, but not always effective. And that's where Atletico comes in. A less physical, more technical league like La Liga might be exactly what Nunez needs. Simeone knows how to revive struggling strikers, just ask Luis Suarez. Maybe he can turn our Darwinian hurricane into a true goal machine. But if Liverpool actually let Nunez go, they'll have to think seriously about who replaces him. For all the memes and jokes, he stretches defenses, works his socks off, and never stops running. But at the same time, his finishing has made even the most patient Liverpool fans facepalm. And here's something else to think about. Wouldn't Liverpool be strengthening a potential Champions League rival in the process? Imagine Nunez thriving at Atletico and banging in goals against Liverpool in the knockout stages. So, the situation is interesting. On one hand, Atletico would be getting a hard-working, unpredictable striker who might rediscover his best form in Spain. On the other, Liverpool would free up space and funds for a more reliable forward. As for Nunez himself, who knows? Maybe under Simeone, he'll finally unlock his full potential. What do you think? Is it time for Nunez to move on? Can Simeone turn him into a star? And most importantly, who should Liverpool buy to replace him? Share your thoughts in the comments. So Jim Ratcliffe is reportedly going all in on Harry Kane. So what's the big deal here? Well, it looks like Ratcliffe has decided he can't turn things around with just incremental changes. After a rocky and disappointing start to his tenure, he needs a blockbuster signing to show the fans, "I'm here to shake things up." And who better than one of the world's top strikers? No doubt about it, Kane is world class. He was a star at Tottenham and he's continued scoring at Bayern. But let's be honest, Man United isn't Bayern right now. It's like trying to build a spaceship out of Legos. But half the pieces are missing and the instructions are in Chinese. Which brings us to the big question. Why on earth would Kane even consider this? He's 32, in top form, and playing for a team that competes for every trophy. Why would he leave all that for a Man United side that probably won't even be in Europe next season? But Ratcliffe seems serious. Rumour has it he's willing to pull out all the stops to bring Kane to Old Trafford. Apparently, his release clause has dropped to around €65 million, an absolute bargain for a player of his calibre. Quick aside, about 80% of you regularly watch our transfer news breakdowns but haven't subscribed to the channel. Guys, if you want to be the first to hear about hot transfer rumours like this Kane story, hit that subscribe button. It takes just a second and really helps us out. Even at that price, Man United still have to battle PSG, and maybe even Tottenham, who reportedly have first dibs. Imagine the drama, Kane back in the Premier League, but wearing the colours of Spurs' biggest rivals. And what about Ruben Amorim? He definitely needs a striker. Xerxes and Højlund haven't exactly set the world on fire. Kane could be the perfect player in his 3-4-2-1 system. But can Ratcliffe convince Kane that United is the place where he can truly fulfill his potential? It's a tall order, so here's the situation. Ratcliffe wants Kane. Kane might not want Man United, and United fans are dreaming of Kane but dreading the disappointment. It's like a love triangle. Only instead of people, it's a football club, a striker, and a billionaire. And you know what? Manchester United have a history of pulling off incredible transfers. They know how to surprise. So maybe this dream will actually become a reality. But for now, it's all just rumours and speculation. What do you think? Do you believe Kane will move to Manchester United? Let me know in the comments.